In the last 10-12 years, the number one question that has been asked of me is, how do you do it all? In like a 10-year time span, I was able to go from being a clerk to being a principal of a school. In a 10-year time span, that same time span, I was able to run my side businesses, and not only that, but create efficiency and organization. I was able to write a book and get it published. I earned 2 master's degrees, 2 teaching credentials, and a doctoral degree. I got an award for being one of the top teachers in Southern California, representing 4 counties. And all that was while I was raising a young family. I know that in our society, we tend to think of success as like people who achieve great wealth, people who are famous. But I'm here to tell you that you don't need, like most people don't get that. Most people do not become super duper well known. Most people do not become super duper rich. And success is defined by what we define it as. See, for me, every time I set a goal and I achieve it, I'm successful. And so I just wanted to share with you in this video some of the things that have helped me, because I had to really sit down and think about what is it that I do that maybe other people don't do, especially women, that kind of has helped me get to where I am today. So my number one secret is that I get up very early in the morning. When I was trying to get my first master's degree, I would get up at 4 o'clock, between 4 and 4:15 every single morning. I would get like my book that I was using to study off of in order to prepare for exams. I was making flashcards for myself to study for exams. So getting up early, having my cup of coffee when everybody else was asleep, especially when my daughter was a baby at the time, that was like the only quiet time that I could find to be able to prepare, to be able to do what I need to do. The second thing is, I know that in a lot of my videos I've talked about this, and like basically every single video I mention how I'm crazy about using planners. With me, I'm not a very tech savvy person, but I do like using a written and actual planner. So this is my planner for this year, and if you notice, it's super full. Everything I need to do, whether it's appointments, whether it's activities, whether it's tasks, things that I'm trying to do for my small business or for my work, I write them down. I turn them into tasks. And then as I accomplish each one, I cross them off. To me, that crossing off, oh, this got done, represents success, because it's almost like it was like something I needed to do, like a goal, and I got it done. Another one that you may or may not agree with, no matter how sick, what kind of a headache, how tired I am, I work through it. Sometimes when I'm driving home, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm exhausted. I'm hungry, I'm exhausted. I tell myself, stop saying that. Like in my mind, I tell myself, stop saying that. You're not tired, you're not tired. It's almost like I'm convincing myself it's like, too bad, so sad. Yeah, you're tired, but you also have these goals and dreams that you're trying to achieve. So you need to forget about being tired and get it done. Another thing that has helped me tremendously is actually reading self-help books. Another thing, I get help when I need help. In my career, everything I've tried to do with the help of other people, even volunteers. Here at home, I get a lot of help from my husband. There have been times when my mom has helped me a lot. There have been times when my sisters helped me. Friends have been terrific. They help me. So when I need help, I get help. And that's been huge, having that support system around me. Another thing that I could tell you is that my goals are very specific. So a lot of times I talk to women like me who say, you know, I'm working at this job, I feel like I'm not headed anywhere, I want to make more, but I just don't know what to do. And so that's where I think the more specific the goal is, the better. So for example, my goal was, when I was working as a clerical secretarial worker, my goal was to become a teacher. See, that's very specific. Then when I was a teacher, I said, okay, my goal now is to become an assistant principal. Then my goal was to become principal. So you kind of have to know like the process. Now, as far as like the small businesses, same thing. You have to say, so like I published the book, right? My goal this year is to hopefully sell 1,000 copies. I mean, I hope I can do that. I'm working on it. I have some action plans that are going to help me get there. But see, this is like a goal that I have. It's very specific. I give it a number. And I think in the last 10 years, that's what's helped me, is that I don't just dream like kind of like just a random dream. It's very specific. So that way I could actually like figure out like a process for getting there. Another thing that I do that I know not a lot of people do is I try to knock 2 birds, 3 birds with 1 stone. I have a tendency to multitask, but you can't like multitasking is kind of weird. You have to know what kind of things to multitask. So I'll give you a good example. When we're going grocery shopping, right? I'm always in the passenger seat. My husband comes with me. He's driving. And in that 10, 15, 20 minutes that it's going to take to go to the store and come back, I'm reading. I'm studying. I'm doing something. Even now, like now that I'm not in school, one of the things I do is I respond to social media things. Like I look at people's things, I try to respond, I try to be active because that's important for my business. Saving time is like saving money. It's like I have to be able to conserve in some places to be able to use for other places. On my website, on efficiencyandorganization.com, I have a blog and it actually shares like the 12 things. I sat down and I really thought about the 12 things that really I think I was doing differently to achieve success with my goals. And so you'll be able to see all 12. And I want to share just one more with you that really like it's so important to me that I want to make sure I share in this video with you. It has to do with what I just mentioned about having very specific goals. Okay, so one of the things that I know I do that's different is when I'm in that mode and I'm trying to achieve something, I have tremendous momentum. I develop focus because it's something that I'm working towards, and I'm like, it's like it becomes a game to me. And I also talk about that in the book, in Efficiency and Organization. I didn't define it as momentum, but it's almost like I turn what I'm trying to achieve into a game, and then I'm trying to win the game. But if you have ever played video games, you know that there's something very specific. You have all these obstacles, all these things you need to do at the end to win, right? Like, and there's like a finish line, or there's some kind of a person you're saving. There's always something that tells you it's very specific. Oh, if I do these things, I'll be able to get that. And that's kind of how these goals become for me. They become a game. So then what I do is I go, okay, in order to get that, what do I need to do? So for example, I mentioned the 1,000 books, right? Let's say I'm trying to get 1,000 copies sold. Okay, so how do I get that? What kind of things do I need to do? Don't think that I know the answer. I don't. I just Google and I talk to other authors and stuff. And then some of them are not going to tell me, but most of them do. So then I learn from what they do, like their action steps, and then I do the same action steps. So as I mentioned, I will share the 12 strategies. I'll put the link to the video in here so you could see it, so you can check it out. And remember, success does not mean making gajillions of dollars. Success does not mean being super duper famous. Everybody's life and goals and dreams are different. But when we all reach that line, when we go, okay, this is exactly what I wanted to do and I did it, that's what makes us successful. Thank you for being with me, and I will catch you in the next